Folks, we made it. Happy Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th. We're not going to talk about any politics today, so you are in the splash, not in the splash zone. You're in the safe zone. We're going to talk about Stellantis and Tesla and Starbucks and Sharpies and something else that starts with an S.
Man, my kids, you ever get this time? I'm going to tell just a kid's story that's totally unrelated. The only reason it's related is because it has the word Sharpie in it. But last night,
kids and Sharpies are terrifying.
Last night, my 2-year-old daughter happens up. She's like in the corner of the living room, and she's like, "Daddy, marker!" And I'm like, no! Like every parent right now
towards the light gray couch,
right across it.
Yeah, Sharpies are from the devil if you have a toddler.
That's right.
Because I mean, it doesn't come off the skin easily. It doesn't. By design, it doesn't come off anything easily.
It's called permanent marker for a reason, you know.
It so is. Yeah, you know it's bad. Like when the skin is stained, and you're like, I can't scrub the skin anymore. Like we have to just wait for your skin cells to shed, and I just be judged by all the other parents. Oh, we got some great stuff coming up. We have another ASOTU Edge webinar coming up this week. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., auditing your 2024 advertising performance with our friends at Stream Companies. This is part 1 of a part 2. We're going to be with Subi. Who else are we going to be with today? It's funny. I got this new I can't even see the names.
Who else is going to be on there? Now I can't remember.
Now you can't remember. Okay.
It's not on the show notes.
If you go to asotu.com and just scroll down a tiny little bit, you should join the webinar. We have so much fun on these 25, 30-minute webinars. It's a great time. This 2-part series is great. Let's talk about what happened in 2024. Let's start to get some thoughts on the board for 2025. This is a great way that even if you haven't done that yet, but you know you should, you feel a little guilty about it, just sign up for the webinars. You'll get them in your inbox. It'll probably give you a couple little ideas. You can throw stuff down on a pad, use GPT, help build some of this out, and you can be, have that feeling of being a step ahead. Yes. We got 2 months left this year. I know it's going to go fast.
Speaking of GPT, should we soft toss that into the wind today?
Yes.
Just soft toss it.
I don't think we're tossing the URL. I think we're tossing what's coming. Are we tossing the URL? Okay. Listen, if you're on the show right now,
you feel it out over the next 30 seconds. Okay.
If you're in the live stream right now, or you're listening to the podcast, we have been working on the auto industry's first and only AI dedicated newsletter. It's going to be an ASOTU publication. And if you listen closely and you go to, and yes, we got this URL, autoindustry.ai, autoindustry.ai. Go there right now. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be published on that. We have contributors, Steve Greenfield, Todd Caputo, Kyle, myself, Michael Cirillo are all starting getting into this thing where we're actually going to write contributing articles because we have a lot of thoughts and a lot of execution experience with AI.
Yep.
And we want to contextualize it for the auto industry. It's moving fast. It's going to change everything. It is changing everything, whether you like it or not. So go there, sign up, subscribe for that newsletter. Be one of the first people on that newsletter. I think right now there's like 5 people, and it's just the people that work at our company.
Right. Yeah. We
don't even have our whole team on it yet.
Maybe there'll be something that whoever's the first person to jump in there. I don't know. We might do something special for you. So if you're on the live stream this morning and you're listening, like maybe you're first. Yeah. That would
fun
be
little
cool.
brand, fun little thing, little drop. Okay, I think we did enough. We're heading to Austin tomorrow, and we're going to be speaking to what did Doug? Yeah.
Don't worry. We're not turning this show over to AI. Not anytime soon. AI can't do what we do. It just can't do what we do, Doug.
For now.
But
the moment it does, we're on a beach.
On a beach. Whatever.
Yeah, not really beach guy. So we're going to Austin, Texas to spend a day with all of the communications directors for all of the state associations. And when we get excited about like bringing the more than cars mentality to every state, this is kind of a way to do it. We're going to be with all the comms director. We'll make some content, of course. We'll take you along the journey. And this is, if you know your comms director in your state, give him a shout out. Tell him to say hi, and we'll take a selfie, and we'll make you jealous that you weren't there too.
There you go.
All right, let's get into some news.
Let's do it.
Stellantis has decided to significantly reduce prices on its 2025 Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer models to address dealer concerns about slow inventory, high prices. The cuts are pretty deep in some cases, up to $7,000. Depending on the model, with the base Wagoneer now starting at $61,945 And the Grand Wagoneer, starting at $86,945, the U.S. market has shown demand, but Wagoneer sales are up 79%. Grand Wagoneer up 25% through September. And obviously those are slowing. So dealers are like, help us sell these expensive things. Bob Broderdorf, Jeep North America chief, said, quote, by lowering MSRPs as much as $7,000 and enhancing the standard equipment. I like the duality there. These vehicles have become even more compelling. So some moves by Stellantis to
look.
That's what everybody
we all know Stellantis has some work to do, and this is one of those vehicles that they can win with. Have you been in and around a Wagoneer?
Heck yeah, I love them.
Oh my goodness.
I love them.
That truck is amazing.
I feel like that's the rental that we always end up getting when we go to Orlando. We always end, because I have big family, we get the extended one. And every time I'm in them, I'm always surprised by how much I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think it's like, it's almost a departure from the Jeep brand, right? Like it's still rugged, but it is a premium truck.
Yeah.
And so to be able to get that premium truck in the low 60s, and then, you know, the Grand Wagoneer under 90K for the first time.
That's crazy. When that started at 94 or whatever it is, it's like,
yeah, that's really impressive. And I would say this will probably accelerate the sales velocity for these vehicles pretty quickly. And I'm sure Jeep dealers are all about it. But Stellantis has a lot more work to do than just working on a single vehicle line in the Jeep brand. But kudos to them for this. And yeah, it's not in my wheelhouse, but like, that's a great truck.
It is.
I'll just call it like I see it.
All right. Speaking of calling it like he sees it,
Segue.
There's a man that only calls it like he sees
Always,
it.
only, every
Sometimes
time.
To his own peril. But Tesla CEO Elon Musk has put to rest the hopes for a human-driven $25,000 EV. He recently revealed that an affordable Tesla would only make sense as a full self-driving vehicle, shelving the plans for the much-anticipated mass-market human-driven model. He called the idea of a $25,000 human-driven EV, quote, pointless and silly without full autonomy. Their updated plan now features the Cybercab, is what they're calling it, the two-door, two-seat autonomous vehicle. We saw it when they released it at the launch event, planned for 2026. It's basically a big change because Tesla was on we're going to produce a low-cost EV for a long time. I guess this is still a low-cost EV, but it just can't be driven by a human. So right. Their initial goal was building 20 million human-driven affordable EVs by 2030, but doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Analyst Seth Goldstein said, quote, Tesla realized they were too late to making an affordable vehicle versus their Chinese EV peers, so they changed their strategy rather than making a large investment to produce a new vehicle.
That is so clearly the path here. It's like, hey, look, if we couldn't be first to beat BYD to this low price vehicle, then let's just divert all resources into finding out how to do autonomy at scale. You know, it's a very Elon Musk, it's a very Tesla move, like bob and weave, don't do the things that other people are doing. I also am like, to say that a vehicle can be $25,000 2 years prior to it being released is kind of like a silly.
It's like a $60,000 Cybertruck. Remember the Cybertruck is going to be 59?
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't take too much stock in that, but I definitely, I would take stock in the fact that the new strategy for Tesla will without a doubt be autonomy. Yeah. You know, I've talked to so many people that have driven full self-driving mode that have just been shocked and staggered by what's a lot better already available. And we talk 2 years from now when they start to release this to mass market. You think of what's going to come into the market as a $25,000 just autonomous thing that people are going to be driving around in.
Yeah,
like the pace of innovation is going to happen like that for sure.
It is. I mean, it's kind of sad when you think about the U.S. market, and it's a huge market. And so I do feel like there's room for a $25,000 EV made by Tesla, but it is about resource allocation. And like you said, I mean, like Kia's coming out with some great stuff. Chevy's coming out with some great stuff. And, you know, I don't know. I mean,
well, and actually I think about it like this is like, you know, this is another example of like Tesla not being the skip vehicle, the thing to get you into the EV path. I think they're still going to rely on the legacy automakers to move people from like gas to hybrid to plug-in hybrid to EV. And the autonomous vehicle is another example of that. It's only going to be really for early adopters. It's going to be people that are excited about the tech, interested in being alpha beta testers of a technology. And so, you know, they've never claimed to just be like mass market idealism. So I think it just lives in that kind of thesis.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Speaking of mass market,
I wonder who Elon Musk is voting for today.
Oh no, he had to do it again.
I mean, I might still make this post on LinkedIn. Like, oh, no. It's like,
I'm leaving the show now.
here's who I voted for, right? And then like see more, and then we're like, are you out of your freaking mind? I love all of my friends, right?
I like my friends. I will keep them.
I like the half of my friends that wouldn't like me if I said this. Fill in the blank.
Great.
Speaking of filling in the blank.
Oh,
we both hit it.
Oh, get ready for your name to be spelled incorrectly, especially if your last name is Mountsier on your coffee cup again. See, Starbucks CEO Brian Nicole, who we've just been talking about like crazy recently, is bringing back Sharpies into the stores as part of his back to Starbucks strategy, aiming to revive a personal touch that was lost a lot during the pandemic. After 3 quarters of declining sales, Nicole is cutting unpopular items like the Oleato, that weird drink with like all the,
I never got one.
Whatever.
I was like, nah.
And removing charges for non-dairy substitutes. We covered that last week. Sharpies will replace digital stickers on cups, allowing baristas to write personal notes or names, enhancing the in-store experience. The Back to Starbucks plan focuses on creating a warm, welcoming environment that highlights skilled, personable service. He said, our 4th quarter performance makes it clear that we need to fundamentally change our strategy so we can get back to growth. And it seems like that strategy is going to a people first business.
This is first of all, has anyone ever written your last name on your cup?
No, they write Kyle, and they still
Kyle
get it wrong sometimes.
Oh. How else do you spell Kyle?
I don't know. They put an I in there sometimes.
Oh, Keel?
It's weird.
Keel. Oh, yeah. That's right. I had a guy work for me. His name was Kyle, Keil, and we called him Keel. Or Kiel. Yeah, we called him Keel anyway, just for fun. This is quintessential brand first thinking. It doesn't cost any money. It's going to
cost less money.
Oh, right.
My man
less
isn't
than
going to need stickers
and
printers and technology debt and people fixing the technology. It's like go down to Walmart and grab some Sharpies.
I wonder how the order is going to go on the cup, because like the order still, you know what I mean? It's like listed there and people like know how many pumps and all that thing. So I wonder how they're going to solve that problem. Without a doubt, the personal touch, getting back to the things that made
Starbucks. It's the same thing as every small coffee shop, right? Like you get shorthand.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like online orders.
That's true.
Like if someone getting there, look, that's not cheaper. Having someone write it on the cup instead of having the thing spit it out.
There's definitely a time cost.
They're gonna figure this out. But the reality is, guess what? I'm excited to have it back. I'm gonna like it when I see it. I always thought, especially the ones that take a little intentionality, a little smiley face on there, a little thing. Yep. Look, I love Starbucks getting back to its roots. Sometimes it takes a brand a really long time to have to get back to its roots. And I think what's CEO's name? What's his name?
Brian Nicole.
Brian, we're fans. We're fans of this turnaround, and we're rooting for you. So if you're out there on the front line, if you're out there working in the auto industry, we're rooting for you too. You get out there and vote, but vote with your heart and take care of people. How about we do that today? Let's do that together.